recollection of covenant that we understand, is between God and Abraham, right? Okay? As a matter of fact, many of you that are saved and saved for a while, you know that just because of the promise between those two, we still benefit from it to this day, right? All right, let me tell you why. Here's a covenant. A covenant is a vow that is made by two parties, and by two or more parties, at least two parties. And what this covenant does, this agreement, what happens here, is that you get two families together, or you get two people. Daniel? All right. Now you know I need a woman. Watch Set it up. Okay? What you do is you get two people. And what you say is that, now you have to keep in mind that a covenant is the strongest binding agreement on the face of the earth. Now you've seen Indians, cutting the wrists, seen people, and what they do is that they put it together, and what they do is they mingle, because the purpose is us mingling our blood together, which means, that now I'm a part of you, and you are a part of me. Okay? Now, the thing is that when it becomes one, the thought is that there's nothing that I could do to go on to, there's nothing I could do to going back to being just me, or you going back to being just you, because we just mingled ourselves together, and what we did is that it was consummated in blood. It had to be in blood. Okay? So, but it's the strongest binding contract anywhere on the face of the earth. A lot of your contracts that you sign for houses or whatever, you see covenant in that. So when you come together and you make a vow, and here's what happens, is that before you walk through that blood, before you seal it with that blood, before you actually seal it, what you do is you make promises to one another. And when you say, I say, look, say with me and my wife, I promise to take care of you for the rest of my life. I promise to be an awesome father to your children. I promise to never leave you alone. I promise to never leave our children. I promise you that our children will never go lacking. You will never worry about a roof over your head. Even when you get sick, I will be there for you. Then again, matter of fact, I put my concerns, wherever you're weak, whatever it is that you need, I put whatever I need as secondary to whatever you need. And I commit to do that for the rest of my life. And she does the same thing. She better. She does the same thing. Okay? So what happens is that we sit up here and we make these commitments to one another. And then what we do is that now it's supposed to be in the married bed, which is where with the woman where the blood, because she should be a virgin, but like I said, things we didn't know. Okay? All right, so we can't do nothing about what we didn't know. But the shedding of the blood, is supposed to be happening on the wedding night. It's just like back in the old days, what they did is they said, when on a wedding night, when a husband and wife, went into the room and they were supposed to have sex for the first time, what was happening is that the little old ladies in the morning would knock on the door, and what they wanted was the sheet. They said, "Let us see the blood on the sheet," and they would hand the sheet out, and they would see that there was blood on the sheet, which means that the woman was a virgin. And they would go on and they would celebrate, continue what you're doing. Now, if there was no blood on the sheet, the woman literally could be stoned to death. And that's just the way that it was. I remember I told a lady this at Ford, when I told her how if there was no blood on the sheet, she said, I would have busted my nose or something. They didn't have ketchup in. But she said, I would have busted my nose or something. There's some blood on the sheet.